I should have trusted my instincts. That morning, staring at my phone, reading Mom's text for the third time, something in my gut said, "Don't go. Family BBQ today at 2 p.m. Bring Ethan. Travis will be there. He's doing much better. Time to move past old grudges. See you soon." Travis, my older brother. The one with a rap sheet that included 2 DUIs, multiple bar fights, and a restraining order from his ex-girlfriend. But according to our parents, he was going through a rough time and really turning things around. I'd heard that before. "Mom, I don't think this is a good idea," I'd said on the phone the night before. "Lauren, he's your brother, and Ethan should know his uncle. Ethan's 9, and Travis has anger issues. Had. Past tense. He's been going to therapy. For how long? 3 months. He's making real progress. Your father and I have seen the change." 3 months of therapy didn't erase 35 years of explosive temper. But I was tired of fighting. Tired of being called too sensitive and unforgiving. So against every instinct screaming at me, I loaded Ethan into the car and drove to my parents' house. "Are we going to see Grandma and Grandpa?" Ethan asked from the back seat, swinging his legs. "Yeah, buddy." "Is Uncle Travis going to be there?" My hands tightened on the steering wheel. "Yeah." "I don't really like Uncle Travis." "Why not?" "He's scary. He yells a lot. Out of the mouths of children." "We won't stay long, okay? Just a quick visit." "Okay, Mom." We pulled up to my parents' house at 2:15. Cars already filled the driveway. I recognized my aunt's SUV, a couple of cousins' vehicles, and Travis's truck. Lifted. Loud. Covered in aggressive bumper stickers. I almost turned around right there. But Ethan was already unbuckling his seatbelt, excited to see his grandparents. And I was 32 years old. Too old to let my brother intimidate me out of family gatherings. "Remember," I told Ethan as we walked to the backyard, "stay close to me, okay?" "Okay, Mom." The backyard was exactly what you'd expect. Grill smoking, cooler full of beer, kids running around, adults clustered in conversation groups. Mom spotted us first. "Lauren, Ethan, you made it." She swept Ethan into a hug. He laughed, squirming. Dad appeared with a plate of burgers. "There's my grandson. You getting taller, buddy?" "Maybe," Ethan grinned. "Go play with your cousins," Mom said, shooing him toward the kids. "We'll eat soon." Ethan ran off. I watched him go, that familiar maternal anxiety sitting in my chest. "Relax," Mom said, reading my face. "He's fine. Travis is over by the grill. Hasn't had a single drink. See? Progress." I looked. Travis stood near Dad, flipping burgers. He'd gained weight since I'd last seen him. Hairline receding. But same intense energy. Same barely contained aggression in the way he moved. He looked up. Caught my eye. Nodded once. I nodded back. That was the extent of our relationship now. Terse acknowledgments across crowded rooms. The first hour was fine. I talked to my aunt about her new job, helped Mom with the potato salad, kept one eye on Ethan the whole time. He was playing football with his cousins, laughing, running, being a normal 9-year-old kid. Then it happened. Ethan, running backward to catch a pass, bumped into the cooler near Travis. Beer bottles clinked. One tipped over, foam spilling onto the grass. Travis jerked around. "Hey, watch it." Ethan froze. "Sorry, Uncle Travis." "That was my last beer." "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." Travis stared at him. Long enough that I started walking over. "Travis," I said carefully, "it was an accident." He looked at me, then back at Ethan. "Yeah, whatever. Just watch where you're going, kid." Ethan nodded quickly and ran back to his cousins. Crisis averted. I thought. 20 minutes later, Ethan was playing near the fence, throwing the football up and catching it, practicing, the way he did in our backyard. One throw went wild, ball rolled across the grass, right to Travis's feet. Travis picked it up. Ethan jogged over. "Can I have my ball, Uncle Travis?" Travis held it, looked at Ethan. "Say please." "Please." "Please what?" Ethan's face scrunched in confusion. Please, can I have my ball back? Travis smiled. Not a friendly smile. Nah. Then he threw it. Hard. Over the fence, into the neighbor's yard. Ethan's face crumpled. That's my ball. Then go get it. Travis turned back to his conversation. Ethan stood there, tears welling up. 9 years old and trying so hard not to cry in front of everyone. I was across the yard in seconds. Travis, what the hell? He turned. What? You just threw his ball over the fence. Kid needs to learn to hold on to his stuff. He's 9. So? I knew how to take care of my things at 9. You threw a tantrum and broke Dad's lawnmower at 9. His face darkened. That's not the same. Give him the ball back or get him a new one. I'm not climbing the fence for some kid who can't catch. Ethan was crying now, quietly, shoulders shaking. I put my arm around him. It's okay, buddy. We'll get it later. I want to go home, he whispered. Yeah, me too. Travis scoffed. Real tough, Lauren. Raising a crybaby. Don't, I said, voice low. Don't talk about my son. Or what? Or we're leaving, and you'll never see him again. Oh no, what a loss. Ethan pulled away from me, started toward the house, crying, embarrassed. Travis yelled after him. Yeah, run, just like your dad ran from you. Everything went red. What did you just say? You heard me. Kid's dad couldn't handle your crazy either. My ex-husband had left because of infidelity, because he couldn't keep his pants on. My parents knew this. Travis knew this. But he'd always blamed me anyway. Said I was too controlling, that I'd driven him away. You're disgusting, I said, and you're raising a weak kid. I turned. Started after Ethan. I needed to find him, comfort him, leave this place. Then I heard the scream. Not a kid playing scream. A real scream. Pain. Terror. I ran. Back around the corner of the house. To the side yard. Ethan was on the ground. Leg bent at a wrong angle. Screaming. Sobbing. Travis stood over him. Holding the metal BBQ rod. The one we used to hang tools on the grill. Time stopped. What did you do? My voice didn't sound like mine. He tried to hit me. Little brat came at me with a stick. I looked at the ground. Saw a small twig. Maybe 6 inches long. The kind kids pick up to play with. He's 9 years old. I dropped to my knees next to Ethan. His leg. Oh God, his leg. Baby, it's okay. Mom's here. I'm here. It hurts. He was hyperventilating. Mom, it hurts so bad. My phone. Where was my phone? Found it. Dialed 911. 911, what's your emergency? My son, he's 9. His leg is broken. We need an ambulance. People were gathering now. Mom, Dad, Aunt Kelly. What happened? Mom's voice was shrill. Travis hit him. I was trying to keep my voice steady for Ethan. He hit him with the metal rod. That's not what happened. Travis dropped the rod. Kid attacked me. I defended myself. He's 9. Dad pulled Travis aside. What did you do? Nothing. The kid came at me. I gave the 911 operator the address, stayed on the line, held Ethan's hand. Ambulance is coming, baby. Hang on. Just hang on. He was crying so hard he could barely breathe. Mom knelt down next to me. Oh my God, Ethan. Don't touch him, I snapped. Lauren, I'm trying to help. You invited him here? You said he was better. Look what he did. Sirens in the distance. Travis was pacing. This is crazy. I didn't do anything wrong. Kid attacked me. The ambulance pulled up. 2 EMTs rushed over. What happened? He was hit with a metal rod. His leg. They took over, gently examining Ethan, talking to him in calm voices. Okay, buddy, we're going to help you. This is going to hurt a bit when we move you. Ethan screamed when they shifted him onto the backboard. Police car pulled up. 2 officers. One approached me. Ma'am, can you tell us what happened? My brother hit my son with that. I pointed to the metal rod on the ground. Broke his leg. The officer looked at Travis. Sir, is that true? No. The kid came at me with a stick. I pushed him away. He fell. He didn't fall. I was shaking. He hit him. I want him arrested. Ma'am, we need to get statements from everyone. Dad pulled the officer aside, started talking. Low voice, gesturing. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I could guess. Family misunderstanding, boys being boys. Accident. No need to make a big deal. The EMT approached me. We need to transport him. You can ride with us. Yes, I'm coming. Mom grabbed my arm. Lauren, wait. Let's talk about this. Get off me. Travis didn't mean, your son broke my son's leg, and you're defending him. We're not defending anyone, but calling the police? Really? I stared at her. Yes, really. He's your brother, and Ethan is my son. The officer came back. Ma'am, we're taking statements. We'll need you to come to the station after the hospital. Fine, whatever. I'm going with my son. I climbed into the ambulance. They closed the doors. Through the window, I saw my family, standing there. Travis talking animatedly to the police. Dad's hand on his shoulder. Mom wringing her hands. And I knew. I knew right then that they would choose him. They always did. The ambulance pulled away. Ethan's hand in mine. His face pale. Tears streaming. Mom, why did Uncle Travis hurt me? I didn't have an answer. Not one that made sense. I don't know, baby, but he's never going to hurt you again. I promise. I meant it. Even if I had to burn every bridge in my family to keep that promise. I meant it. The surgery took 4 hours. 4 hours of sitting in a waiting room that smelled like disinfectant and fear. Fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. Coffee that tasted like cardboard. The surgeon came out at 11 p.m., still in scrubs. Tired eyes. Ms. Parker? I jumped up. Yes, how is he? The surgery went well. Clean break of the tibia. We inserted a metal rod to stabilize it. He'll need physical therapy, but he should make a full recovery. Can I see him? He's in recovery now, another hour or so. But yes, you can see him soon. Thank you so much. The surgeon hesitated. I need to ask. The injury report. The way the bone broke. That wasn't from a fall. No, it wasn't. I'm required by law to report suspected child abuse. Good, please do. I've already filed a police report. He nodded. Someone from CPS will likely contact you. I understand. After he left, I sat back down, pulled out my phone. 17 missed calls, 8 from Mom, 6 from Dad, 3 from numbers I didn't recognize, 1 voicemail from Mom. Lauren, please call us back. We need to talk about this. Travis feels terrible. It was an accident. Let's not blow this out of proportion. An accident. Right. I deleted it. Another voicemail from Dad. Lauren, you're making a huge mistake involving the police. This is family business. Handle it privately. Call me. I deleted that too. Then I called someone I trusted. My friend Jessica. We'd met in a divorce support group 2 years ago. She was a paralegal at a family law firm. She answered on the second ring. Lauren, it's almost midnight. You okay? No, I need help. Legal help. What happened? I told her everything. The BBQ, Travis, Ethan's leg, the police, the way my parents defended him. Jesus Christ, she said when I finished. Is Ethan okay? He will be, physically, emotionally. I don't know. What do you need? I need to make sure Travis never gets near him again. And I need to make sure my parents don't either. Not if they're going to keep defending him. You want to cut off grandparents' rights? Can I do that? She was quiet for a moment. It's difficult. Grandparents have legal rights in most states. But given what happened, maybe. Let me talk to my boss, Patricia Chen. She specializes in family law, high conflict cases. Thank you. Get some rest if you can. I'll call you tomorrow. I couldn't rest, sat in that waiting room until they let me see Ethan. He was asleep, small in the hospital bed, leg in a cast from hip to ankle, metal rod visible in the x-rays on the light board. I pulled a chair next to his bed, held his hand, and cried quietly so I wouldn't wake him. My phone buzzed. Text from Mom. Where are you? We came to the hospital, but they won't tell us what room. Good. I'd specifically told the nurses. No visitors except me. We want to see Ethan. He's our grandson. I typed back, he's sleeping. You can't see him. Lauren, don't be ridiculous. You chose Travis. Now live with that choice. We didn't choose anyone. We're trying to keep this family together. By defending the man who broke my son's leg? That's your idea of family? She didn't respond after that. Morning came. Ethan woke up groggy, confused. Mom? I'm here, baby. My leg hurts. I know. The doctors gave you medicine. It'll help. He looked at the cast, touched it carefully. Did Uncle Travis really break my leg? Yeah, he did. Why? I don't know. But he's never going to hurt you again, I promise. Is he in trouble? Yes. The police are handling it. Are Grandma and Grandpa mad at me? My heart broke. No, baby. They're not mad at you. You didn't do anything wrong. Then why didn't they come see me? Because I told them not to, not right now. He nodded slowly. Because they were on Uncle Travis's side. 9 years old, and he already understood. Yeah, because of that. Okay, Jessica called later that morning. Patricia can see you today at 3 p.m. Can you make it? I'll make it. Patricia Chen's office was in a converted house downtown. Professional, but warm. Bookshelves full of legal texts, photos of her family on the desk. She was mid-50s, sharp eyes, kind smile. Lauren. Jessica told me what happened. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Tell me everything, from the beginning. Don't leave anything out. I did. The whole story. Travis's history, my parents' enabling, the BBQ, the injury, the aftermath. She took notes, asked questions. Her expression got progressively more serious. Do you have the police report? Not yet. They said it'll take a few days. What about hospital records? The surgeon said he filed a report with CPS. Good, that helps. She leaned back. Here's the situation. Terminating grandparents' rights is very difficult. Courts generally favor maintaining family relationships. Even when they enable abusers? Even then. You'll need to prove that continued contact is harmful to Ethan, physically or emotionally. They defended the man who broke his leg. I know, and we'll use that. But judges are hesitant to completely sever grandparent relationships. They'll push for supervised visitation instead. I don't want them near him, not if they're still in contact with Travis. Are they? I assume so. Travis is living in their basement. Patricia's eyebrows rose. He lives with them? Has for 6 months, since his girlfriend kicked him out. She made a note. That's significant. Ongoing contact with the person who harmed Ethan. So what do? We file a petition to terminate grandparents' visitation rights. Cite failure to protect, enabling of abuser, and potential ongoing danger. We gather evidence, medical records, police reports, CPS findings, witness statements. Will it work? Honestly, it's maybe 50-50, but given the circumstances, we have a shot. Then let's do it. We filed the petition 3 days later. The backlash was immediate. Dad called. You did what? I filed to terminate your visitation rights with Ethan. You can't do that. I can, and I did. We're his grandparents. We have rights. You had responsibilities. You failed. This is insane. Over one incident? One incident where you defended the person who broke your grandson's leg. Travis made a mistake, and you're making one now by continuing to defend him. He hung up on me. Mom tried next, crying. Lauren, please, don't do this. We love Ethan. Then you should have protected him. We didn't know Travis would. Yes, you did. He's been violent his whole life. You just chose to ignore it. We're taking you to court. We'll fight this. Good luck. They hired a lawyer, expensive one, Robert Brennan, known for high-conflict family cases. He sent a letter, full of legal jargon, essentially saying, drop the petition or we'll destroy you in court. Patricia wasn't impressed. Standard intimidation tactic, ignore it. The extended family got involved. Aunt Kelly called. Lauren, how can you do this to your parents? They did it to themselves. It was an accident. It wasn't, and you know it. Family forgives. Not this, never this. My cousin Sarah texted, You're being cruel. They're devastated. I blocked her. Uncle Mike left a voicemail. You always were dramatic. This is why your marriage failed. I blocked him too. One by one, I cut off everyone who couldn't see what my parents had done wrong. It hurt. But not as much as watching my son in that hospital bed. CPS called. Caseworker named Angela Martinez. Ms. Parker, I've reviewed the report. I need to do a home visit. Interview you and Ethan. Of course. When? Tomorrow at 2 p.m.? She came, professional, thorough, looked through our apartment, asked questions. Ethan, can you tell me what happened at the BBQ? He was nervous, small voice. Uncle Travis threw my ball over the fence, then he said mean things. Then he hit me. With what? The metal stick, from the grill. Did he say anything when he hit you? He said I tried to hit him, but I didn't. I just wanted to go inside. Angela made notes. How do you feel about seeing Uncle Travis again? I don't want to. He scares me. What about Grandma and Grandpa? Ethan looked at me, then back at Angela. I don't know. They said it was my fault. Did they say that to you directly? No, but Mom said they were on Uncle Travis's side. Angela turned to me. Have your parents attempted contact? Constantly. Calls, texts. They showed up at my work. I had security remove them. Have they expressed remorse? I pulled out my phone, showed her the texts. You're tearing this family apart. Travis made a mistake. Stop punishing everyone. Ethan needs his grandparents. Angela read them. Her expression hardened. These don't show concern for Ethan. They show concern for themselves. That's what I thought. She finished her report 2 weeks later. Sent it to Patricia. Patricia called me immediately. Lauren, sit down. Is it bad? It's good. Very good. Angela's recommending no contact between Ethan and your parents as long as they maintain contact with Travis? Really? Her words. The grandparents have prioritized the perpetrator over the victim. Continued contact poses emotional harm to the child. I started crying. So we have a chance? We have more than a chance. We have a strong case. The court date was set. 4 months out. 4 months of waiting. Working. Parenting. Watching Ethan go to physical therapy twice a week. He was getting better physically. The limp was improving. He could walk without crutches. But emotionally, he was struggling. Nightmares. Anxiety. Afraid of loud noises and sudden movements. His therapist diagnosed PTSD, started him on CBT. I documented everything. Medical bills, therapy notes, progress reports. Patricia was building the case. Police report showed officer notes. Child's injury inconsistent with father's account of accidental fall. Appears to be deliberate strike with blunt object. Witness statement from neighbor who'd been at the BBQ. I saw Travis hit the boy with the metal rod. It was not self-defense. Travis's criminal charges moved forward slowly. His lawyer was stalling. But the DA was pressing. Assault on a minor. Child endangerment. My parents bailed him out. $50,000. That fact went into our case file too. 2 weeks before the hearing, Mom sent one final text. Lauren, please. Reconsider. We can work this out. Don't take our grandson away. I stared at that message for a long time. Part of me wanted to believe they'd changed, that they finally understood. But the other part, the part that had watched them defend Travis, bail him out, blame me, knew better. I replied, You took him away when you chose Travis. I'm just making it official. Then I blocked her number. The night before the hearing, I couldn't sleep. Lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Patricia had warned me. Even with everything we have, judges can be unpredictable. They might order supervised visitation instead of complete termination. What are our actual chances? 60-40 in our favor, maybe better. Your parents haven't helped themselves. 60-40. Better than 50-50, but not guaranteed. I got up, checked on Ethan. He was sleeping peacefully, finally. Leg healing. Nightmares less frequent. He deserved peace, safety, a childhood without fear. And if I had to fight my own parents in court to give him that, then that's exactly what I'd do. Tomorrow, we'd find out if it was enough. The courthouse smelled like old wood and anxiety. I sat on a bench outside the courtroom, Patricia next to me reviewing notes. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. "Breathe," Patricia said. "We've prepared for this. You know what to expect. What if the judge sides with them? Then we appeal. But Lauren, look at me." She waited until I met her eyes. "We have a strong case, the strongest I've seen for grandparents' rights termination. Trust the evidence." Footsteps echoed down the hall. I looked up. My parents. Walking toward us with Robert Brennan. Dad in a suit I'd never seen before. Mom in a dress, pearls, the works. Playing the part of respectable grandparents. They saw me. Mom's face crumpled. Dad's jaw set. Brennan steered them past us without a word. But I caught what Mom whispered. "Look what she's wearing. Jeans to court. Disrespectful." I was wearing slacks and a blazer. But sure, whatever helped them feel superior. Patricia touched my arm. "Don't engage. Save it for the stand." The bailiff opened the doors. "Case 2847, Parker versus Parker. All parties please enter." The courtroom was smaller than I expected. Wood paneling, judge's bench at the front, 2 tables facing it. We sat at one, my parents and Brennan at the other. Judge Helen Rodriguez entered. Late 50s. Sharp expression. No-nonsense energy. "All rise," we stood. She sat. We sat. "This is a petition to terminate grandparents' visitation rights," Judge Rodriguez said, reading from her file. "Petitioner is Lauren Parker, mother of minor child Ethan Parker, age 9. Respondents are Robert and Sandra Parker, paternal grandparents." "Wait," she said, "paternal?" I opened my mouth to correct her. Patricia touched my arm, shook her head slightly. "We'd correct it in testimony if needed." "Mr. Brennan, you may present your case." Brennan stood. Confident, expensive suit, perfect hair. "Thank you, Your Honor. This case is about a loving grandparent relationship being destroyed over one tragic incident. My clients, Robert and Sandra Parker, have been active, caring grandparents to Ethan since his birth. They've provided emotional support, financial assistance, and consistent presence in his life." He pulled out photos, passed copies to the judge in use, Christmas photos, birthday parties, my parents with Ethan at various ages. These photos show years of bonding, years of love. One incident, however unfortunate, does not erase that history or justify complete termination of their rights. Judge Rodriguez looked at the photos. Her expression gave nothing away. "Furthermore," Brennan continued, "the incident in question was not perpetrated by my clients. It was perpetrated by Ms. Parker's brother, Travis Parker, who has been charged criminally and will face consequences. My clients were bystanders, witnesses to a family tragedy. Bystanders who defended the perpetrator," Patricia said. "Ms. Chen, you'll have your turn," Judge Rodriguez said. "Apologies, Your Honor," Brennan continued. "In the aftermath of this incident, my clients have attempted repeatedly to maintain contact with their grandson, to support him through his recovery. They've been blocked at every turn by Ms. Parker, who has weaponized their grandson to punish them for perceived wrongs." I gripped the edge of the table. Patricia put her hand over mine. "I'd like to call Robert Parker to the stand." Dad stood, walked to the witness box, sworn in. "Mr. Parker, how long have you been a part of Ethan's life?" "Since he was born, 9 years." "Describe your relationship with him." "We're very close. I taught him to ride a bike. We go fishing. He calls me every week." Dad's voice wavered. "Or he did. Before all this." "What happened at the BBQ on June 15th? "There was an altercation between my son Travis and my grandson Ethan. It escalated. Ethan got hurt." "Did you witness the injury?" "Not directly. I heard shouting. By the time I got there, Ethan was on the ground. What did you do? Called 911, tried to help. Lauren was there. She was upset. Understandably. Did you ever intend for Ethan to be harmed? Of course not. I love that boy. Patricia stood. Objection. Leading. Sustained. Mr. Brennan, rephrase. How do you feel about your grandson? I love him. He's my world. Brennan nodded. No further questions. Patricia approached. Mr. Parker, you said you didn't witness the injury directly. Correct. But you spoke with your son Travis immediately after, correct? Yes. What did he tell you? That Ethan came at him with a stick. That he defended himself. Did you believe him? Dad hesitated. Yes. Even though Ethan is 9 years old and Travis is 35? Travis felt threatened. By a 9-year-old child? Objection, Brennan said. Argumentative. I'll allow it, Judge Rodriguez said. Answer the question, Mr. Parker. Dad shifted. I don't know what Travis felt. I wasn't there. But you believed his version of events over your daughter's? Lauren was emotional, understandably, but not seeing clearly. Patricia pulled out her phone. Your Honor, I'd like to enter into evidence text messages from Mr. Parker to Ms. Parker. She handed copies to the judge and Brennan. Read one aloud. Text from Robert Parker, June 16th, 9:47 p.m. You're making a huge mistake involving police. This is family business. Handle it privately. Dad's face reddened. You told your daughter not to report the assault on your grandson? I thought we could handle it within the family. Why? Because that's what families do. Even when a child is seriously injured, he was going to be fine. Mr. Parker, Ethan had a compound fracture of the tibia, required surgery, metal rod inserted, 3 months of physical therapy. Does that sound fine to you? I didn't mean. Another text. June 20th. Stop punishing everyone. Travis made a mistake. You called assaulting a child a mistake? It was an accident. Was it? Because witnesses say otherwise. What witnesses? Patricia smiled. We'll get to that. Final question, Mr. Parker. Is Travis currently living with you? Silence. Mr. Parker? Yes? The man who broke your grandson's leg is living in your home? He's my son. He needed a place to stay. And Ethan, your grandson? Does he need a safe space? Ethan is safe with us. Is he? When the person who hurt him lives under your roof? Objection, Brennan stood. Counsel is badgering the witness. Sustained. Ms. Chen, move on. No further questions. Dad stepped down, looked shaken. Mom was next. Sandra Parker took the stand, dabbed her eyes before Brennan even asked the first question. Mrs. Parker, tell us about your relationship with Ethan. He's my baby, my first grandchild. I was there when he was born. I've been there for every birthday, every milestone. What happened on June 15th? It was supposed to be a nice family day. Then, everything went wrong. Ethan got hurt. It was horrible. Did you intend for him to be harmed? Never. I would never. How have the last 4 months been for you? Mom started crying. Devastating. I miss him so much. I just want to see my grandson. To hug him. Tell him I love him. No further questions. Patricia stood. Mrs. Parker, you said you were at the BBQ when Ethan was injured. Yes? Did you see what happened? Some of it. Did you see Travis strike Ethan with the metal rod? Long pause. It happened so fast. That's not what I asked. Did you see it? Yes or no? Yes. And what did you do? I didn't know what to do. It was chaos. Did you check on Ethan? Eventually. Eventually? Your grandson was screaming with a broken leg and you eventually checked on him? I was in shock. More in shock than the 9-year-old child? That's not fair. Patricia pulled out more texts. Text from Sandra Parker to Lauren Parker, June 18th. If you'd raised Ethan better, this wouldn't have happened. The courtroom went silent. You blamed the victim, Patricia said quietly. I didn't mean it like that. How did you mean it? I was upset, confused. Another text. June 25th. Ethan probably provoked Travis. These things happen. Do you stand by that statement? No, I was wrong. Were you? Because Travis is still living with you. He's our son. And Ethan is your grandson. Why does Travis get your protection and Ethan doesn't? Mom broke down crying. I love them both. If you love Ethan, why haven't you asked to see him, to check how he's doing? Lauren won't let us. Your texts to Lauren, all 17 of them in the last 4 months. How many asked about Ethan's recovery? Silence. I'll answer, 0. Every single text was about your rights, your feelings, your desire to see him. Not one asked if he was okay. I assumed he was fine. Assumed, or didn't care to ask? Objection. Brennan was on his feet. Withdrawn, Patricia said. No further questions. Judge Rodriguez called for a recess. 20 minutes. In the hallway, I finally let myself breathe. You destroyed them, I said. Evidence destroyed them. I just presented it. Patricia checked her notes. We're up next. You ready? As ready as I'll ever be. When we reconvened, Patricia called me to the stand. I swore to tell the truth. Sat down, faced my parents across the courtroom. Ms. Parker, Patricia began, tell us what you witnessed on June 15th. I took a breath, told the story, every detail. Ethan asking for his ball, Travis throwing it. The insult. Ethan running away, then the scream. What did you see when you got there? Ethan on the ground, leg broken, Travis holding the metal rod. What did Travis say? That Ethan attacked him, that he defended himself. Did you believe him? No, Ethan's 9, Travis is 35. It wasn't self-defense. What did your parents do? Defended Travis, made excuses. My father tried to convince the police it was a misunderstanding. Patricia introduced the hospital records, the doctor's notes, CPS report, then the surprise witness. I'd like to call Margaret Chen. An older woman entered. Mid-60s. Kind face. Neighbor who'd been at the BBQ, she took the stand. Mrs. Chen, were you present at the Parker family BBQ on June 15th? Yes. My daughter is married to Lauren's cousin. I was invited. Did you witness the incident involving Ethan Parker? I did. Please describe what you saw. The little boy was walking away from Travis. He looked upset. Travis called after him, said something cruel. The boy started crying. Then Travis picked up the metal rod and struck him. Struck him? Not pushed him? No, he struck him deliberately, across the leg. The boy fell immediately. My mother gasped. Dad's head dropped. Any doubt in your mind? None. That man attacked a child. Brennan tried to cross-examine. Mrs. Chen, isn't it possible you missaw? I'm 67 years old. My eyes work fine. I saw what I saw. But from a distance, I was 10 feet away. I saw everything. Brennan sat down. Judge Rodriguez looked at her notes, looked at my parents, looked at me. Closing arguments. Brennan stood. Your Honor, my clients made mistakes in the aftermath of a traumatic event, but that doesn't justify complete severance of a loving grandparent relationship. We ask for supervised visitation at minimum. Patricia's turn. Your Honor, this isn't about a mistake, it's about a pattern. These grandparents chose an abuser over a victim, blamed a 9-year-old child, provided housing to the man who broke their grandson's leg. They show no remorse, no accountability. Continued contact poses ongoing emotional harm to Ethan. We ask that you protect this child by granting the petition. Judge Rodriguez closed her file. I'll issue my ruling in 30 days. Court adjourned. Outside, my parents tried to approach me. Lauren, don't. We need to talk about this. No, we don't. We'll talk in 30 days when the judge rules. Dad's face was red. You think you've won, but you haven't. We'll get our grandson back. I looked at him. Really looked at him. Saw a man who'd chosen wrong and couldn't admit it. You already lost him. You just don't know it yet. I walked away. Patricia caught up. That went well. You think so? I think we made our case. Now we wait. 30 days. 30 days to find out if my son would be protected, or if I'd have to watch my parents hurt him all over again. 30 days felt like 30 years. I went through the motions, work, Ethan's physical therapy, therapy for both of us, dinners, homework, bedtime routines. But underneath everything was the waiting. Ethan asked once, "When do we find out?" "Soon, baby." What if the judge says I have to see Grandma and Grandpa? Then I'll appeal and keep fighting. What if you can't win? I knelt down, looked him in the eye. Then I'll make sure you're never alone with them. I'll protect you. Always. He hugged me. I know, Mom. Travis's criminal trial got a date. 6 months out. His lawyer was still stalling, but the DA assured me, "We have witnesses, medical evidence. He's going down." Small comfort. But something. Patricia called on day 28. Rulings in. Court date set for tomorrow, 10 a.m. My stomach dropped. That's it? That's it? Whatever happens tomorrow, we gave it everything. I know. Thank you. That night, I couldn't sleep. Played every scenario in my head. Best case, full termination. My parents never see Ethan again. Worst case, supervised visitation. Having to watch them around him. Waiting for them to poison him against me. Middle ground, some kind of conditional arrangement. Therapy, monitored contact. I didn't know which would happen. Only knew I'd fight whatever ruling I didn't like. Morning came. Jessica offered to watch Ethan. You sure you don't want me there? She asked. No, this is something I need to do alone. I arrived early. Patricia was already there. How are you feeling? Terrified. That's normal. My parents arrived 10 minutes later. They looked older, tired. Dad's face was drawn. Mom's makeup couldn't hide the dark circles. Part of me felt bad. The other part remembered Ethan screaming on the ground. The bailiff opened the doors. All parties for Parker versus Parker. We filed in. Same courtroom, same setup. Judge Rodriguez entered. We stood. Sat. She had a thick folder in front of her. Our case file. I've reviewed all evidence submitted, she began. Testimony from the hearing, medical records, CPS reports, police statements, text messages, and I've given this case significant consideration. My heart was pounding so hard I could barely hear. Grandparents' rights cases are always difficult. The law recognizes that grandparents play important roles in children's lives. Courts are hesitant to sever those relationships. My mother's hand went to her chest. Hope blooming. However, Judge Rodriguez continued, a child's safety and well-being must be paramount. This case presents clear evidence of harm. Mom's face fell. On June 15th, 9-year-old Ethan Parker suffered a serious injury at a family gathering. Medical evidence confirms the injury was not accidental. Witness testimony confirms the child was deliberately struck by his uncle, Travis Parker. She looked at my parents. The respondents, Robert and Sandra Parker, were present. They witnessed the aftermath, and their response was not to protect the child, but to defend the perpetrator. Dad started to speak. Judge Rodriguez held up her hand. I've read the text messages, the attempts to discourage police involvement, the blame placed on a 9-year-old child. Most concerning, Travis Parker continues to reside with the respondents. This demonstrates ongoing prioritization of the perpetrator over the victim. Your Honor, Brennan stood. My clients have expressed, sit down, Mr. Brennan, I'm not finished. He sat. I've also reviewed the CPS report. The finding is clear. Continued contact between Ethan Parker and his grandparents poses emotional harm, particularly as long as they maintain contact with his assailant. Judge Rodriguez closed the folder. This court finds that the petitioner has met her burden of proof. The respondents have demonstrated an inability or unwillingness to protect the minor child from harm. My mother started crying. Therefore, the petition to terminate grandparents' visitation rights is granted. I couldn't breathe. Effective immediately, Robert and Sandra Parker are prohibited from contact with Ethan Parker. This includes in-person, telephone, electronic, or third-party contact. Your Honor, Dad stood. Please, Mr. Parker, sit down. This is our grandson. You can't. I can and I have. The order is final. Violation will result in contempt charges and possible arrest. Brennan pulled Dad back into his chair. Judge Rodriguez continued. This ruling may be reviewed after 2 years if the respondents can demonstrate significant change. Specifically, they must terminate contact with Travis Parker, complete family therapy, and show genuine accountability for their actions. She looked at me. Ms. Parker, do you understand the order? I stood, voice shaking. Yes, Your Honor. You'll receive written documentation within 3 days. This court is adjourned. The gavel banged. Patricia grabbed my arm. We won. We won? Complete termination. That almost never happens. Lauren, you won. I started crying. Relief, grief, victory all mixed together. Across the courtroom, my mother was sobbing. Dad sat frozen. Brennan was packing his briefcase, looking grim. They stood. Started toward me. Lauren, Mom's voice was broken. Don't. Patricia stepped between us. The judge's order is in effect. You need to leave. She's our daughter. And she has a restraining order being filed against contact with her son. I suggest you go. Security appeared. Folks, time to move along. My parents left. Mom looking back. Dad's shoulders slumped. I watched them go. Felt something break and heal simultaneously. Outside the courthouse, I called Jessica. How'd it go? We won. Complete termination. Oh my God. Lauren, that's incredible. Can I talk to Ethan? Of course. His voice came on. Mom? Hey, baby. What happened? The judge said Grandma and Grandpa can't see you anymore. Not unless they make big changes. Silence. Then, is that okay? Yeah, baby, that's okay. You're safe now. Good. Can we get pizza for dinner? I laughed through tears. Yeah, we can get pizza. With extra cheese? With extra cheese. 3 months later, Travis was convicted. 18 months in jail. 3 years probation. Court-ordered anger management. My parents attended every day of his trial, sat in the front row, supporting him. Ethan and I didn't go, didn't need to. The conviction was enough. 6 months after the ruling, I got a letter. From my mother. Handwritten. Lauren, I know you probably won't read this, but I need to write it anyway. I was wrong. About everything. About defending Travis. About blaming Ethan. About not protecting him when he needed it most. I've been in therapy, trying to understand how I let this happen, how I chose wrong so many times. Your father and I separated. I couldn't stay with someone who refused to see what we'd done. He still talks to Travis. I don't. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking to see Ethan. I'm just asking you to know. I see it now. And I'm sorry. I hope someday you can tell Ethan that his grandmother loved him, even when she failed him. I'm sorry, Mom. I read it 3 times. Put it in a drawer. Maybe someday I'd show Ethan. When he was older. When he could process it. But not today. Today, we were going to the park. Ethan wanted to practice soccer. His leg was fully healed. Just a small scar remained. Mom, come on! He was already at the door, ball in hand. Coming. We drove to the park, sun shining. Perfect day. He ran ahead, laughing. No limp anymore. Just a 9-year-old kid being a kid. I sat on a bench, watched him play. My phone buzzed. Text from Patricia. How are you doing? I replied. Good. Really good. The ruling stands. No appeal filed. It's over. I know. Thank you for everything. You did this. You protected your son. That's what matters. She was right. I'd protected my son. From the people who were supposed to love him most. It wasn't the ending I'd wanted. Wasn't the family reunion story. But it was the right ending. Ethan ran over, sweaty and grinning. Mom, did you see that goal? I saw it. Amazing. Can we stay longer? I looked at him. Healthy, Happy? Safe? Yeah, baby, we can stay as long as you want. He ran back to the field, and I sat there, watching him play, knowing I'd made the right choice, even when it was the hardest choice, even when it cost me my family, because he was my family, and protecting him was all that mattered.